Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today, we're going to continue with part 2 on the series about writing task 1 for the IELTS test. Today, we're going to talk about verbs that can be used to describe trends. That means verbs we can use to describe changes. And some of those verbs might be ones like these. Okay, we've got rise, increase, climb, surge, peak, plateau, hover, fluctuate, waver, dip, fall, drop, and plummet. Those are just some, but these are verbs used to pinpoint movements on the chart. Okay, so we need these to show how this chart is moving from left to right. I see, for example, that it's going up, then it's going down, up, down, over, down, up. A peak is here, and then it drops and rises again. Okay, so there are 4 types of movements that we see. We see upward movement, we see downward movement, we see up and down or down and up movement, and we see times when there is no or there's very little movement. I'm going to show you guys the verbs, and I'd just like you to take some notes about this or take a screenshot if you'd like. So for upward movements, we've got increase, rise, surge, peak, and climb. And all of these mean upward, but as I'll explain later, the verbs themselves might have slightly different meanings on just how quickly upward it's going. Downward movement, decrease, fall, drop, plummet, or dip. Up and down movement, or down and up, could be fluctuate, waver, go up and down, or rebound, which means to go down and up. And to stay the same or similarly, we'd say plateau, remain, or hover. Now, these aren't all of them. These are some examples of them. But these are all verbs. And if you're writing this, if you're doing this writing task, you might find yourself repeating the same structures. You know, sales increased by 10%. Sales then decreased to 5%. Sales then fluctuated to, okay, we're repeating the same structure there. We're saying sales plus verb plus number. So sometimes you want to use a noun instead, all right? Don't be overwhelmed, okay? All of these verbs also have nouns. And if you want, you can use a verb sometimes, you can use a noun form sometimes. Please pause the video and either take some notes or maybe take a screenshot so you can study this later. Okay, so how can we use these? You could write something like sales rose to around 40% in January. Okay, they rose to a number. Or you could say sales experienced a rise to 40% in January. That's also same meaning. Or you could say there was a rise in sales to 40% in January. All 3 of these have the same meaning, but it gives you a little more flexibility when you're writing so that you show more range. And you should mix different structures when you're doing this kind of writing, or you will sound very robotic, very mechanical. Okay, so now looking at a chart again, looking at this chart again, I see a lot of movement that I could describe using those verbs, like this. Okay, I see here a rise, increase, climb, increase. Okay, all of these words have the same meaning. Surge. That looks like surge is a sudden increase. Plateau, dip, a small drop. Increase, rise, fall, okay? We don't always need to mark every single point, but you get the idea here of some verbs that you can use to describe them. So the words increase, rise, climb, they mean the same thing, but these lines look very different. So how can we describe these lines in more detail? We use adverbs to describe them in more detail. So that's the end of this video where we talked about verbs. Next video, we'll talk about adverbs and how we can use adverbs to improve our description of a line chart. Okay? Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.